A few months ago, no one had even heard of coronavirus, but now it's causing a collapse into chaos, and panic spreads around the globe at a pace the disease could never hope of achieving.
Panic attack.
New alarm bells ringing tonight on the coronavirus outbreak in this country.
The coronavirus has unleashed a wave of panic across the country.
Italy's government has overnight announced a massive shutdown across the country as it struggles to cope with coronavirus.
As a result, people are in fear for their lives. They've slashed their traveling, canceled their vacations, and seemingly bagged all the toilet paper and key supplies in sight as they await the approaching apocalypse. But guess who suffers the most? Local and international business, which rely on said people to stay afloat. As you can imagine, finding a way to make money and give people a sense of security is no easy task, and many businesses have already taken a hit. One of the largest annual multimedia festivals in the US, South by Southwest, has thrown in the towel as the host city of Austin declared a state of emergency over fears of the virus spreading. And a former presidential hopeful, who was due to attend, expressed deep concern over the cancellation, also worrying for, well, money.
I'm disappointed not to be going to South by Southwest, but my disappointment is nothing compared to the economic harm and lost opportunities to everyone who was counting on South by Southwest for wages, tips, business, and publicity.
The economic losses keep mounting. Over $1 billion have already been lost due to the cancellation of major global events, including Google I/O, the Geneva Motor Show, and Mobile World Congress, among others. Even Hollywood has shelved the release of the upcoming James Bond movie, ironically titled No Time to Die. With cinemas across the world closing their doors, especially in China, the film industry is at risk of losing over $5 billion. Businesses are desperately trying to find ways to stay open. Italian theaters asked audiences to sit 3 seats apart, as a precaution, before the Italian government closed all cinemas nationwide anyway. The mayor of Boston even tried to guilt-trip Sony from pulling out of the PAX East event.
As a large international company, you have an opportunity to set a good example. As a leader in technology, you can show that you are motivated by facts, not fear. As a leader in gaming and culture, you can show that you believe in connection, not isolation.
There are even talks that the 2020 Olympics in Tokyo might be held without spectators, as the markets keep hemorrhaging money, with global stocks plummeting by roughly $9 trillion. Some have proposed radical solutions to the crisis.
Maybe we'd be just better off if we gave it to everybody, and then in a month it would be over, because the mortality rate of this probably isn't going to be any different if we did it that way than the long-term picture. But the difference is we're wreaking havoc on global and domestic economies.
Needless to say, the proposal drew in almost universal backlash online.
Rick Santelli has already prescribed it. Make sure everyone is exposed to it and let the weakest die. Really, Rick? Great. Then I suggest you be the first in line to receive the virus. Then isolate yourself. Then if you get sick, no problem. It's just another statistic.
He can step up and be the first to serve his country.
While he did quickly apologize for his insensitive remarks, it still begs the question, how much will the coronavirus cost the world? And is that price too big to pay?
Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Wahara Chachadash, double honors to apostles of Great Millstone, and salutations to the elect, which you ought to be. And it's your brother Hawaii from GMS Chicago. Got a quick little lesson for you Negroes, Latinos, Native American Indians, and Israelites who bear the shame of looking like heathens, who spirit bear witness that they're a child of the Heavenly Father. And the name of the Heavenly Father is Yahweh, who the world English calls Jehovah God. And the name of the Heavenly Son is Yahweh Shai, who the world English calls Jesus Christ, or Jesus Christos, or Yeshua, Yeshaya, Yahweh. And pretty much this lesson is going into the fact off that video we just saw, man. You know how pretty much the coronavirus is like it's really messing up because it's really messing people up to the point where it's like you pretty much ain't gonna be able to do nothing. You know what I'm saying? A person's sense of freedom and stuff is finna be shut. It's finna close off. You know what I'm saying? And guess what? This coronavirus, what it's gonna do is that it's gonna bring in martial law. You know what I'm saying? You know, because what is part of martial law? Quarantine. When they come down to China, what are they doing? You got 760 billion people in China who can't leave China, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, they quarantine off. They shut it off, man. you know. And now what's happening is that there's different incidents that's within the Americas and stuff where the people are where there's people that's getting it, man. You had a American soldier that received the coronavirus and stuff. I think it's called well, the guy's name is Christopher Green and stuff. I think it's ATMV News, whatever and stuff. No, it's AM. Yeah, alternative media, I guess television. I don't know, but it's AM TV, and pretty much what this man he just did a video going into how somebody in the Air Force now has the coronavirus. You know what I'm saying? So this stuff is spreading like wildfire and stuff. You know, it's like a spark within a dead forest, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, and there's a lot of deaths. You know what I'm saying? That's actually going on that they not actually putting out on the news, man. You know, and with this coronavirus and everybody being isolated and stuff, guess what? How you gonna be able to make your money? You know, like the guy said, how would people be able to go about their business? How they be able to buy food and stuff? You know what I'm saying? If anything and anywhere you go and stuff, you could easily be contaminated. You know what I'm saying? You know. So this is Zephaniah 1:10. It says, "And it shall come to pass in that day, saith the Lord Yahweh, that there shall be the noise of a cry from the fish gate." It says, "And a howling from the second, and a great crashing from the hills." So fish gate, you know what I'm saying? The docks, you know what I'm saying? Where you get, the food. America, for one, is not self-sufficient. America is not self-sufficient at all. The crops are already getting weak. The yield of the crops, you know what I'm saying? They got to do early harvests and stuff from the different snow and whatnot and stuff. And now with this coronavirus and stuff, it's another way for stuff to be transferred and stuff, through food or whatnot, or through other things and stuff. And guess what? A lot of the things that we receive comes from China. China owns majority. China owns America pretty much. You know what I'm saying? And everything that you see is pretty much made by China. Even the masks that people are wearing and stuff is made from China, man. They even said that when it came down to that there's a possibility that money, you know what I'm saying, which they're gonna use to bring in, according to the brother Khazak, that if they saying that money can have the coronavirus on it and stuff, then that means that they're gonna try to use that to usher in the cashless society, man. Which a lot of stores and a lot of restaurants, they don't take cash no more. You know what I'm saying? So if you don't have no money, you know what I'm saying, guess what that does? That it takes the jobs from the banks away. You know what I'm saying? Verse 11, it says, "How ye inhabitants of Maktesh, for all the merchant people are cut down, all they that bear silver are cut off." You know what I'm saying? Because you ain't gonna be able to use no money, man. If anything and everywhere you go and stuff you can't use and stuff, then guess what? That's gonna cause a lot of businesses to fall, man. You know what I'm saying? Not like they not falling already and stuff, but if somebody can't go to this place or that place and stuff because there's a chance that they could be infected and stuff, you know what I'm saying? How would people be able to work? You got a lot of companies, what are they doing? Telling their employees to work from home. But not all jobs are like that. Majority of the jobs and stuff you can't do at home, man. And then you also get what's called automation. Automation is when you're being replaced by robots. When it come down to Postmates got a robot where it strolls around delivering people's food. So even when it come down to just regular app-based jobs and stuff, guess what? Esau already found a way to get rid of that. And what it's going to cause? It's going to cause civil unrest. You know what I'm saying? So while everybody is in this bowl, you know what I'm saying, where you can't leave nowhere and stuff, everybody's going to go haywire in here, man. You know sick or not. You know, it says so like this is Ecclesiastes chapter 12 verse 3. It says, in a day where the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease, because they are few. It says, and those that look out of the windows be darkened. You know what I'm saying? Hey, the grinding cease, man, meaning the work. When you on your grind, it's talking about when you working, man. You know, for people that rely on regular transportation, CTA, RTA, whatever you want to use. You know what I'm saying? But it's like it's a high volume of high possibility and stuff of getting infected with the coronavirus and stuff. How you gonna travel to your job? You know, if coming outside and stuff is getting too hectic and stuff, and you need to be isolated and stuff, how you gonna be able to make some money? You know, if you got to go out to the grocery store to because you ate up everything in the house and stuff, and now you got to go outside, but you're supposed to be isolated within your house. How you gonna eat? How would the food be able to get to the restaurants, and how would the food be able to even get into the grocery stores and stuff if everybody that handles everything and stuff is contaminated and needs to be isolated and stuff? There will be no money and there will be no food, which is going to cause a lot of people to go haywire out here, man. You know, it says verse 4, it says, and the doors shall be shut in the streets. And what are you seeing? You seeing a lot, like, I'm always pull this out, Forever 21, because the name is forever, you know what I'm saying? But yet it's closed down for good, man. Toys R Us and stuff closed down for good. All these different the scripture says how in Malachi 1 and 4 how this Malachi chapter 1 verse 4, it says whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down. And you see these stores, they come up and stuff, and then next thing you know, they empty, man. And it seemed like almost in a week time, man. It's not really getting that much business. It says, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord hath indignation forever. So hey, they gonna continue to build. They gonna continue to bringing out more stores and whatnot and stuff. But what you finna see is just how it is in the hood. How you could like walk down the block and stuff, and you can see like a good 3 or 4, 5, 6, 7, depending on how long the block is and stuff. How you got all these vacant houses and stuff, or houses that got foreclosure on it and stuff, or got those little great things and stuff, so you can't break in and stuff, man. All these abandoned houses and stuff. The empty spaces and whatnot, closed down stores, man. The Lord is bringing it down, man. Back in Ecclesiastes 12 and 4, it says, and the doors shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low. It says, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low. There was I think it was like the FIFA, the soccer, I think the soccer not video game, but the soccer the team, the league that plays soccer and stuff. Here it is. They allowing the game to go on, but nobody can come in and come to the stadium to watch because the coronavirus. You know what I'm saying? So how would the stadium after a while is going to be able to stay up? Movie theaters and stuff like in the video and stuff. If nobody can't come to the movie theaters and stuff, then guess what? You seeing a lot. You gonna see mass. You gonna see a mass collapse in a lot of jobs, man. And based off this man-made disease that the CDC had created, man. You can barely hear your rappers and whatnot and stuff because they got masks over their face because they ain't trying to get contaminated by nobody else, knowing that they travel all across the world, man. To do their videos, You know what this is this is what it's gonna cause. This is Second Ezra chapter 15. I'm gonna start at verse 14. It says, woe to the world and them that dwell in, because hey, guess what? If you got the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahshua upon you, if you doing this work, guess what? He's gonna make sure that you good, man. Because hey, part of that spiritual power is just like how when it come down to Paul, because spiritual power is actually a hedge. You know what I'm saying? Speaking as a man, like when Goku and Gohan, when Goku was trying to teach Gohan how to turn Super Saiyan 1, you know what I'm saying? When Gohan was going through, in his head and stuff, about being weak and whatnot, when he was in the midst of his transformation, he was he heard Goku's voice and he said the power comes in Goku said that the power comes it activates in a time of a need and not a desire. You know what I'm saying? And damn, where the fuck was I going with that? All right. Speaking as men and stuff, when it comes down to the spiritual powers and stuff, it's going to be a hedge. You know what I'm saying? When the Lord's going to put it on. But when it comes down to being crowned and how shot comes back and you part of 144,000, that's when everything's going to be used. I mean, every spiritual power and stuff that you can think of, it would be at command, be at will, at desire. You know what I'm saying? Just to put that out there. Speaking as a man. But it says, woe to the world and them that dwell therein. The men of the Lord, we're going to be protected. You know what I'm saying? Apostle Paul, he got bitten by the serpent and stuff, and everybody thought he was going to die, but he didn't. You know what I'm saying? That's that spiritual hedge. And what's part of that spiritual hedge? Not getting infected by the coronavirus. This is one of the part of the agreement that we have with the Lord and stuff, that He'll protect us as long as we do His work. As long as we come back to the law, statutes, commandments, and do them to the best of our ability and stuff, the Lord's going to protect us, man. There's been times that people probably had been by a poisonous snake or a spider and stuff, you know what I'm saying, and yet they didn't die. Why? Because the Lord was protecting them. You know what I'm saying? People trying to find some type of ways to kill them and stuff, and yet kill this person or kill that person or infect this person, infect that person and stuff, and yet they still not dying yet, man. That's or think in their mind that they dying slowly when really nothing's going on. Why? Because they doing the work. The Lord is protecting them. Verse 15, it says, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hand. And great, it's going to be a lot of race wars, especially when it's only a little bit of food and stuff, and you got like a good 3 or 4 people and stuff, and they see that one pack of cheese and stuff, and everything else is empty on the shelves. Guess what's going to happen? A lot of people going to be killing each other over some food, man. Verse 16, it says, for there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. So it's this coronavirus, you know what I'm saying, and it's like, oh, everybody need to be isolated in their houses and stuff, and now you running low on food, now you forced to come outside because Meals on Wheels ain't going to be working and stuff, because the same rules that's being applied for any individual and stuff, just for if it's safety or if you are infected and whatnot and stuff, hey, guess what's going to happen? People gonna be like, you know what, I gotta get some food. I got a family, you know what I'm saying, and stuff, and you gonna have troops outside, making sure that you don't go nowhere and stuff, man. And guess what you're gonna do? You're gonna rise up against these authorities, man. It says a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able, and that's what they doing. The movie Ice Age, I think it was the second one, Ice Age 2. Where you had pretty much they had to get on that big tree, which was that log and whatnot, You know what I'm saying? Just so they could be saved, because with all that ice, they was pretty much in one gigantic bowl, man. You know what I'm saying? So that's what's, and anybody wasn't on that ark and stuff, they was gonna be dead, right? You know what I'm saying? It's the same way. You know, you got Mexico. You know, you got Donald Trump. What he do? He put a little wall and whatnot and stuff. You know what I'm saying? And then once they quarantine all the different little sections off, and I mean quarantine America off, because that's what it's going to. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's going to and stuff, because they can't contain this. It's going to be a trap. You know what I'm saying? You know, you know, just a place of anarchy, man. You know, they're gonna cut off the CTA trains, Metro, Amtrak. You know, freight. You know, they're gonna be searching it. They show you in the movies. You know, people that's outside and stuff ain't gonna be able to come in. People that's on the inside ain't gonna be able to go out, like it says in Luke the 21st chapter, man. You know. Verse 18, it says, "For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled. The houses shall," says, "the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid." You know, people gonna be robbing, killing, destroying. You know, ravishing. It's gonna be a lot of things that's gonna be out here, man. You know, people gonna be breaking into them zoos and letting them animals run. You know what I'm saying? You know. And you know, personally and stuff, for any animal, wild animal and stuff, or predator and like that and stuff that's locked up in the zoo, that's out and about. But when it comes down to like a gang of silverbacks and stuff, and they looking for something to eat, you know, I don't want to run it. I don't want to run it. I don't want to run. I don't want to run into them. You know what I'm saying? Verse 18, it says, no, so like verse 19, it says, "A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword." You know, with what's the modern day sword? A gun. You know, it says, "and spoil their goods," meaning rob. It says, "because of the lack of bread," meaning it's going to be a famine. You know what I'm saying? And it says, "for great tribulation," man. And it's going to be troublesome, you know. Somebody, you know, it's gonna be very troublesome where you know you need food and stuff, but yeah, you can't go and get the food, man. You know, a person worried about receiving your cash because they think the coronavirus can be on the cash. You know, that's gonna cause a lot of people to go crazy, man. You know what I'm saying? And what are they gonna do? They're gonna be like, "Look, I'm finna go do this and stuff. If you in my way, I'm gonna blow you down." You know, there's a lot of jakes out here and stuff. The scripture says that mistress women shall bring forth monsters. There's a lot of, yeah. If you got people out here that will kill over some shoes, they'll kill you over some food, most definitely. You know what I'm saying? You know, and yeah. You know, so it's gonna be very, very bad out here, man. You know, and the complete isolation that's basically that's happening in China is pretty much gonna come here. You know what I'm saying? Like the elder Malcolm has said and stuff. You gonna see martial law come in a couple of months. You know what I'm saying? You know, if longer, hey, but other than that, it might come soon. You know. And I hope this video was edifying. I'd like to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Harakakadash, double honors to apostles with great millstone, salutations to the elect, which we ought to be. Shalom and a ball.